If you order this delicacy in a fine restaurant, this will be very expensive. But the good news, I'm gonna show you how to do it at home in a healthy way, without any additives, all natural, and actually it's gonna taste much better than what you buy in store. The process I'm gonna show you is called by many Eastern Europeans the undersalting, which only takes 48 hours. And in my opinion, it tastes much better than when you do a full salting, which takes like 3 months or something. First, wash the fish and leave it under the faucet for a few minutes. I have 2 cuts of salmon, about 1 pound each. Before buying raw salmon, you need to smell it and inspect it visually. Does it have any extensive liquids? If you see a lot of liquids inside the packet, it means the fish is not very fresh and has already developed its own juice. Now, if you cook it, it doesn't make that big of a difference. But we're not gonna cook it, we're gonna salt it raw. Therefore, we need fish to be as fresh as possible. So when you do a visual inspection, pick the package with the lowest visible liquids possible. Before we salt it, we must dry the salmon using a double layer of paper towel. Also, use another napkin to dry the fish before placing it to dry. Let's place another piece of paper on top and leave the fish to relax here, getting dry while we prepare the ingredients. I usually recommend buying a wild fish so you can enjoy the natural stuff. However, when we prepare the fish raw, I actually recommend farm-raised. The reason is that salmon is kind of a fish that eats all sorts of crap, and some of it may be filled with bacteria. On the other hand, farm-raised salmon is fed by humans, and believe it or not, humans provide a very selective diet for salmon that is bacteria-free. It's not always 100% guaranteed, but the way we're gonna salt the fish will ensure that we'll get rid of all the remaining germs. We'll need a kosher salt, or you can use any type of coarse salt. Measure 1 full tablespoon and even some more with the top. Add 1 teaspoon of white sugar and mix it together. Usually I'm not a big fan of sugar, but in this case it's not used to make the fish sweet. In combination with salt, the sugar will draw the liquids out of the salmon, killing any remaining germs in the process. Now repeat the same thing 3 more times. Fill each saucer with 1 full, even more than full, tablespoon of salt plus 1 teaspoon of white sugar. 1 teaspoon is about 1/3 of a tablespoon, so the ratio is 3 to 1. 3 times more salt than sugar. That should be enough for 2 pounds of salmon. Now use any, preferably glass, container with a flat bottom. Try to find any dish or container close to the salmon's cut size. We need a tight container. When you pick a salmon, you can buy the whole fish or any part of it. But if you were to choose, personally, I would recommend buying the middle part of the fish. The one I'll show you is without the skin, but you can do it with or without the skin. Either way will work. Take the first saucer and spread the contents evenly across the bottom. Then take the first cut and gently massage the salt to stick to the salmon. Guys, go gentle and easy. No pressure. Then take the second saucer and sprinkle the mixture all over the top evenly. Don't miss any spots. Apply some gentle massage to stick the contents to the salmon. No pressure. Collect everything inside the glass and sprinkle it all over the top. Since the fish is dry and we don't want to use any oil, the salt will have a hard time sticking to the fish. To solve that problem, we'll use a paper towel and tightly wrap the salmon. The paper will also absorb the liquids drawn out by the salt. I use a Ziploc bag, a little bigger in size than the fish, to make it quick and easy. But if you don't have one, you can use any food plastic wrap. If you use a Ziploc, get one with the zipper because we need to close it tightly. And before you zip it close, push all the air out since we need a tight fit. Repeat the same process with the second piece. Then place them both inside the dish and close the top. And now we're gonna refrigerate it for 48 hours. If you like it to be less salty, put it for 1.5 days. But if you like the way it should be, the way I like it, 48 hours. Guys, put it in the refrigerator, not the freezer. Guys, look at that beauty. Look at all this liquid that escaped from the fish. Look at all this juice that we got rid of. The paper absorbed the ocean of fluids. The salmon is now as dry as the martini, which I just had 5 minutes ago. We no longer need our salt and sugar mixture, so let's wash it off. The salt has done its job of drying the salmon by extracting all the liquids. The water got rid of the salt, now let's get rid of the water again. The salmon is ready now, but don't cut it yet. If you slice the salmon now, it won't be easy. So here is the tip. Before slicing, add just a little olive oil to soften the surface of the fish. Not too much, just a little on both sides. And place it in the freezer, this time in the freezer, not the refrigerator, for about 2-3 hours. Another question I get a lot is what the word lax means. The word lax actually comes from Yiddish, the language spoken by European Jews, and lax means salmon. Very simple and straightforward. Now the lax is ready, so we slice it and serve. If you cut lax straight from the top to bottom, you'll get a very tiny, thick pieces that don't look and also don't taste good. What you need is to cut it sideways. Across the salmon, making thin slices. Believe me, it will taste better that way. Use a big knife and cut slowly. No rush, people. Take your time. Guys, this delicacy is so yummy. It's super fresh, healthy, and much more delicious than what you buy in stores. Also, if you do it yourself, you will save a gazillion of dollars. And don't forget to hit like on this video. You can actually eat the lax by itself in small bits. It melts in your mouth. But if you really want to take this to the next level, cut a red onion in half, then cut a thin slice of onion ring and pull it apart. Roll the lax slices into any shape. Some people make flowers, some make butterflies. Let your imagination go. Then hang some onion rings and add some onion pieces. You can serve it as an appetizer before the meal to your guests. And after they try it, they will come back to you very fast just to taste this delicacy again. Also, add some capers. Go easy. Just a few is enough. The combination of lax with red onion and capers will drive people crazy. Wow! I think it looks better than Leonardo da Vinci stuff. And here is the classic Great American Breakfast. Cut the red onion ring in half and get your favorite cream cheese. Toast a small mini bagel in a toaster and spread the cream cheese. Place the bits of onion rings and top it off with a piece of lax. Since it's a delicacy, serve it in smaller portions by cutting the mini bagel in half. Because nobody knows that you just prepared 2 pounds of lax. If you don't think you can finish all 2 pounds in 3 days, freeze the rest in the freezer and defrost it overnight when ready to eat it. Wow! Guys, this toasted bagel with cream cheese and onion is so delicious, I don't even know where to start. It has lots of protein, omega-13, nutrients and vitamins. And it's all natural. As you see, I didn't add any chemicals. Breakfast of the champions.